This week's recipe of the week is Rotel Chicken Spaghetti. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. This is Christy, and this is this week's recipe of the week video. We actually had spatchcocked chicken won this week, but that was because everyone didn't know that it had won the week before. So I went down to the next one on the list, which was Rotel Chicken Spaghetti or Mexican beef and rice skillet. And so I decided, since those were tied, to do the Rotel Chicken Spaghetti, because this one actually uses pre-cooked chicken, and so you can go back to the spatchcocked chicken recipe, see how to make your chicken the first night, and then you can use the leftovers in this recipe the next night. So I'll be sure to link the spatchcocked chicken recipe in the eye in the sky, and you can watch that and then watch this one and use the pre-cooked chicken in it. If you are not interested in doing a spatchcocked chicken or a whole chicken, as you can use rotisserie chicken in this recipe. Okay, let's get started. Now, this recipe does call for cream of mushroom soup, but Joel is not a fan of cream of mushroom soup. So we use cream of chicken soup, which we do make at home, and I will show you the recipe real quick. If you're not interested in that, feel free to fast forward. I will put a timestamp up in the corner so that you know what time I started making the actual recipe. With cream of chicken soup, you start with 3 tablespoons of butter, and you melt it. Pretty simple, right? When your butter has melted completely, you're going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. So it's 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour. You're going to take your whisk and go ahead and mix that around really good. The temp is on about a medium heat there. You don't want it to burn, but you want it to melt, so a medium temp is really good. After I've mixed it around enough to make sure that I got all the flour out of the bottom of the pot, then I add half of a cup of chicken broth, half a cup of milk, which I use almond milk. You can use any milk you want. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. And then I mix that around. You run the heat up to about a medium-high heat because you want it to go ahead and start simmering. It doesn't take long, just a few seconds for that to happen. As soon as you see that it is simmering, you turn your heat down to low. And I usually set a timer just so that I don't forget it. I don't want to burn it. But it's about 3 minutes. And you just stir it from time to time during that 3 minutes. And when 3 minutes is up, you've got cream of chicken soup. And again, you're going to stir it, and you just move that cream of chicken soup to a different eye that's not on. While I am making the cream of chicken soup, I also boil pasta, and I just follow the instructions. I strain that, and then I take that same pot that I did the pasta in, I add the pasta back to it after I've drained it, and then I start adding the chicken, which, by the way, while your pasta is cooking, you want to, if you have a rotisserie chicken, you're going to want to debone that chicken. Since we did the spatchcocked chicken the night before, we have already deboned it, so we didn't have to do that. But this is one of the reasons why we like to do that, because it actually calls for 1 rotisserie chicken, and so we just put in as much of that as we want. We usually have about 3 or 4 cups worth of chicken there, and so it makes it has plenty of chicken, which is good for Joel because he's not a huge fan of the taste of Rotel anyway, so he likes a lot of chicken in his. But anyway, basically what I'm doing there is that, when it sits in the refrigerator, the chicken, kind of sticks together, so you have to play with it to or crumble it a little bit to get it to loosen up a little bit in the pot. Then I'm adding little chunks of Velveeta type of cheese. We got the Great Value brand of Velveeta cheese, but it's basically that. And I just cut it into cubes so that it will melt easier. And I did that also while the pasta was cooking. I add the cream of chicken soup in there. Now a can of Rotel. That is a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And you just put a little salt and black pepper in to taste. See there, I'm trying to work it together, mix it together with tongs. I'm going to quickly give up with that and go to a spoon. But anyway, you're going to do that until all your Velveeta cheese is melted in the pot. Now, while you're waiting for your Velveeta to mix, it's a good idea to go ahead and prepare your baking dish. I use an I think it's an 8 by 13 dish, and I go ahead and spray it with some cooking spray. We use a misto that basically you spray, you pour olive oil or either avocado oil into that, and then you pump it and it sprays out, and you avoid the chemicals that come in these spray cans. But that's basically what I do, and pour the Rotel into the dish. You're going to spread that Rotel into the dish, and then you're just going to top it with some shredded cheddar cheese, just to melt on top, not a lot, just a sprinkle of it. And then you're going to put it into the oven. You're going to have your oven preheated at 375 degrees, and you're going to put it in for 20 minutes. And it should be done at that time. But basically what you're looking for is for it to look golden brown and crispy like that. Well, that is all for this week's Recipe of the Week video. We also hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to watch our grocery haul videos, where you get to watch our meal plan and then decide what recipe will be the next Recipe of the Week video. And be sure to also check out the videos that are floating on the screen. They're probably Recipe of the Week videos. And until next time, this is Christy with The Long Run with Joel and Christy saying, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace. Bye.